What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Gotham Knights yet again. It's been a little while since we got the release date. It's been a little while since they talked to us, and the last time they did talk to us was to give us a release date, and then they pieced out real fast and real hard. I was debating, when to make a video like this, right? Because I wanted to kind of give them a chance to, maybe they give the release date and then they take a few weeks off. Now, we're past a few, right? We're on like week 3.5, maybe even 4, depending on when you guys see this video, of when they gave the release date for Gotham Knights. Now, I want to make it kind of clear, right? Because I don't want this to come across like I'm crying about it, like I'm throwing it, because, sometimes people run with some pretty silly things. I'm not like... You know what I mean? Like, I'm not breaking down. I'm not demanding things. I'm not saying they owe me personally anything. Look, I can wait this out as long as they want us to, to wait it out. So don't get the wrong, take here from this video, and I'll try to explain it the right way. It's funny to me that what they have done, all right, is actually very hilarious. And I believe, okay, I don't remember the guy's name, but the lead, one of the leads of the game, of Gotham Knights, actually liked my tweet talking about how I think it's hilarious that they came out on a random, was it like a Tuesday? It was either like Tuesday, Wednesday, came out a random morning, okay, just gave the release date. They showed a nice little image, they gave the release date, and then they just left. You know what I mean? No trailer. No interviews. Sometimes you'll get, and I've said this, right? And oftentimes this is how you get a lot of the information about the game, is sometimes people that are attached to the game, higher ups, will do kind of like an interview circuit. They'll go to IGN. IGN will have a couple. In fact, they did that when it was announced at DC Fandom the first time, right? The first year at DC Fandom, they did a thing for IGN. They did a thing here, there. And we got actually quite a bit of information about how the game works, what their mindset of the game is. Like, that's how you get a lot of it. They didn't do that. They didn't show literally anything. They just said, here's the release date, which, again, by the way, I'm not trying to sound like, I'm owed stuff. I'm happy. We're less than 7 months away. No, unless they delay it, which, of course, is possible. But unless they delay it, we are, we have the target. The target is right there. We don't even have the target for, like, Hogwarts Legacy and stuff, although they showed us more for Hogwarts than they showed us for Gotham Knights. And I think that's part of the problem, right? It doesn't really seem like they have any clue. Maybe WB Montreal, maybe Warner Bros. I feel like this is kind of a Warner Bros. Problem of being like a leader, like leadership, where, and again, like this, by the way, like I'm not attacking these people. This is funny. Like I genuinely find joy and laugh at this it is dumb. Like, I think the fact that they gave the release date and it's been almost a month and we have literally nothing and the game is coming out, we know the date, and yet Hogwarts does an entire state of play, I think that's dumb, but I think it's incredibly funny. And nobody should be fired, I'm not attacking anybody, I just think it's funny. But all of it's true. It's funny because it is true, right? At least to my sick mind, that's how it is. And again, like, I'm not demanding things, but I do think we should kind of get something similar for Gotham Knights really, really soon. But again, it goes back to like, well, how is all of this marketing stuff, how do they do this, right? Like Wonder Woman, I assume, and I've assumed for a while, and I do think I'm right, I assume that they have a lot more done for Wonder Woman than a lot of people think, right? I think Wonder Woman is going to be out by maybe not this time next year, but at some point next year, Wonder Woman is going to release. I believe that. I believe they've been working on that game a long time, and I also believe when they showed it as the teaser at the Game Awards, they could have showed much more. Much more. They approached it almost as if it was the first year of development and they got like 4 years left, when I think in reality it's kind of reversed, right? They've been working on it for a long time and they don't have that much left. So they just, again, like, I'm not saying it was bad that they did it that way. It's, again, funny. I'm happy we're getting it, by the way, so you could take that for what you want, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's just weird. It's just weird that that's how it's all worked out. It's odd that Hogwarts doesn't have the date, and yet they did an entire state of play showing which, I mean, it shows the game is good. Like, the game is definitely, you would imagine Hogwarts Legacy, it's at the bug fixing stages. I don't really think they're doing anything massive to the game anymore, because the game comes out in 6, 7, 8 months, right? And Gotham Knights comes out in 6 or so months, 6.5 months, right? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what Gotham Knights is doing. Now, in terms of when we'll see it again, or see it in general, I think it needs to be, well, okay, it doesn't need to be, right? I have to self-correct just in case, but no, it should be relatively soon. And I've said this before, even with Hogwarts, I have no problem with developers going dark. Going dark meaning they show something, right? They come out and then they Blackout, there's nothing there for quite a while. That's actually how Gotham Knights and Hogwarts have lived their entire lives, right? But Gotham Knights, I don't really think they've deserved this blackout period that we're in right now, if it is what it, depending on when we see it next. Like for Hogwarts, I don't think we needed to have waited a year and a half to see Hogwarts Legacy again. Okay, I think that was way too long. But now that you've done the state of play for Hogwarts, I fully expect, and they have done this, besides Twitter, where they're posting like GIFs and stuff, I expect them to go dark for several months, and come back out late summer, early fall, and then start the real big push to the game. Okay, I believe that's going to happen, and that's pretty normal. That's pretty normal for games. So for Gotham Knights, you could say, well, they could be doing the same thing. That's true, and I think they will. I think, again, even for Gotham Knights, I do think there will be a period of darkness, and then August, September for sure, they'll come out, and it'll be a very fast race to the finish. Okay, I do think that's going to happen. But the thing is, have they earned that part? Because like Hogwarts at least showed 14 minutes of gameplay as well as 6 minutes behind the scenes. Now Gotham Knights did the DC fandom, but even DC fandom, are we serious? Like they did a 2.5 minute trailer, and then they did another like 2.5 minute talking to the developers, kind of like what Hogwarts did. But Hogwarts was 6 minutes. Gotham Knights was like 2.5 or 3. And again, it's not a competition. I'm just using it as an example because they're both Warner Bros. Games. They're both coming out very soon, right? It's not. I don't need it to match the time, second to second. Okay, I don't need that to happen. I find it funny that they come out and they just drop the date. There is no state of play. There is, not that I'm expecting that, but there is no let's show you the game big time again. Now you could say, well, Gotham Knights did that at the very beginning. True, but that also was forever ago. That was August of 2020. That was before Hogwarts Legacy. So the fact is, I think we, again, well, I got to throw the word around, deserve, and that's going to rub people the wrong way, but at this point, I don't really care. It's been so long. Shouldn't we see the game again? Just because we saw it, yeah, we did. We saw 11 minutes of the gameplay or whatever it was, and we saw like a 4.5 minute trailer. Great, but that was almost 2 full years ago. You know what I mean? If Hogwarts did this state of play just now, okay, and then they didn't release for another 2.5 years, 2 years from now, I would also be kind of expecting, like, hey, can we see the game again? And people would say, oh, Alex, we got the state of play. Yeah, but that was 2 years ago. In fact, like, you could look at The Last of Us, a lot of Sony games, a lot of Microsoft games. They do that. They show big presentations. They take like a year or so off, and then they show another big presentation because things change. You can show different aspects of the game, stuff that you didn't show the first time. Like, there's reasons to show the game off in a big format more than one time, right? You don't have to lock it at one time, but I kind of feel like Warner Bros. Maybe does that. I don't know. And that's kind of it. So will we get the game, or will we see the game soon? I hope so. I envision Gotham Knights doing the same thing as Hogwarts Legacy in the sense of going dark for a long time and then coming back at sometime in the summer. But the thing is, again, Hogwarts did the state of play, Gotham Knights didn't. So I would prefer, my preference would be in the next month or two, April, May, do a Gotham Knights show. It doesn't need to be a state of play. It doesn't need to be an Xbox event. It doesn't need to be anything. You do it yourself. You do a 10-minute gameplay breakdown because I'm sure a lot of stuff has changed. I'm sure they have a lot of stuff that they didn't show the first time that they could still show, right? You show it 10 minutes, and then you go dark. You leave. You say, okay, we showed this to you on May 3rd, and now we're gone until August. And then when we come back in August, now we're going to go straight, there's going to be a lot of marketing. We're going to be on Twitter, very active there, like all that stuff. And that's what a lot of companies do. But again, Gotham Knights didn't do that first part yet. We're still waiting on that first part. And again, the funny thing is they almost skipped it and just said, hey, we'll give you the release date. Oh, do you want a trailer with that release date? No, we don't want to do the trailer. Oh, you want a gameplay with the release date? No, not that either. Like we got stuff planned, but we can't tell you just yet. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all my videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below, along with our Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.